Let's bring back the Executive Vice President of the Commonwealth Foundation, Jennifer Stefano, and America's accounting professor at Montclair State University, Dan Geltrude. Welcome back. All right, so stocks dropped on Friday after a disappointing November jobs report as the market wrapped up a roller coaster week driven by new COVID variant concerns. Dan, once we know more about this variant, do you think the markets will rebound?
Yeah, I do. But it's not just about the variant. It's how we react to the variant. Remember, the virus is running its course, and we know it's going to continue to mutate, and it's going to go on for a while. How do we react to that? Do we start shutting the economy back down? Well, if we do that, then no. The market is not going to rebound. It's actually going to continue in a downward spiral. However, if cooler heads come across here and we could actually look at this virus for what it is, yes, then the market will come back.
See, it's because you said the word shutdown. It messed you all up. Don't say that word.
Yes, it did.
It's like a bad word. All right. Jen, Bitcoin prices dropped sharply early this morning, or plunging more than 10% to a low near $43,000. The world's second largest digital coin by market value has lost more than 14% over the past 24 hours. Jen, why is this happening?
Well, I do agree with my esteemed co-panelist, Dan. I think when the government is not transparent or consistent in its response to the coronavirus and different variants of COVID, you're going to have volatility in the marketplace, and you're going to see it in things like cryptocurrency. And that's creating a real problem, not just for the big-time investors, but for the working men and women who have their retirements tied up in this. I mean, remember, we're now into the baby boomer generation retiring in waves, and it's really important that we have a president that recognizes stability in the marketplaces is impacting the lives of all of those living on fixed incomes or who intend to in the upcoming years.
Yeah, and so many people are. Tesla is officially Texan, the move part of CEO Elon Musk's ongoing divorce with California. The electric car company is saving nearly $3 billion to make the move to the Lone Star State. Dan, do you think that more companies will start leaving the Golden State just like Tesla did?
Of course they will. And until something changes there, companies around the country are going to continue to move to literally greener pastures. That's not just California. Obviously, in the Northeast, where I am in New Jersey, taxes are very, very high. So you're going to have states competing economically for businesses, and I think this trend is going to continue to the foreseeable future.
Yeah, you have companies and you have people moving out of that state. All right, speaking of Texas, Dallas Mavericks owner Mark Cuban, he literally bought an entire town there. He bought 77 acres of land that encompasses the town of Mustang. Jen, crazy to buy an entire town. What do you think the benefits are of buying this small town? I wonder what he's going to do there.
Yeah, I mean, I think a great maybe series on Netflix like Schitt's Creek. Who knows?
Yeah, there you go, right?
Go capitalism. The possibilities are endless when you buy your own town. Ask the Roses, but ask David Rose. But I think this has been done before. The owner of Domino's did something very similar down in Florida, and he created a sort of a Catholic community. And it's just really interesting. It's basically just buying private property and turning it into private property and creating opportunities. But I tend to think that people like Mark Cuban and others in the private sectors create good things for communities, for jobs, and for flourishing.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Dan, you're from Jersey. Jeffrey the Giraffe, remember him from Toys R Us? He's back.
Yes, I do.
But he's only in New Jersey for now. Toys R Us slowly coming back to life just in time for the holiday rush. Dan, this is happening in your state. Are you going to go check out Jeffrey the Giraffe?
Well, I have to tell you, as a kid growing up in New Jersey, Toys R Us, well, that was the promised land. To go shopping there, to go up and down those aisles and see all those toys was such a great experience. So if I have the chance to see Jeffrey the Giraffe, I may just revisit my childhood once again.
I know. I was telling our executive producer Lauren about that today, that Toys R Us was like, you know, you're a kid in the candy store. I mean, you're walking down these aisles and you have all these toys. And I would ask, my parents would say, no, wait till your birthday or wait till Christmas. But what a great experience for a kid. Speaking of Christmas, unfortunately, even the most wonderful time of the year is not immune to pandemic-induced shortages and inflation. Christmas trees, they're in high demand, but they are are hard to find. Extreme weather, wildfires, and supply chain disruptions have reduced supplies of real and artificial trees this holiday season. Shoppers should expect fewer choices, and they could pay up to 30% more for both types of trees. Jen, now even Christmas is being impacted by President Biden's agenda.
Yeah, that's right. So first, as a native Pennsylvanian, I'm proud to say that we're one of the top producers of Christmas trees in the nation. Also, what I'm going to do with Jeffrey the Giraffe is make Pennsylvania so competitive that he leaves Jersey and comes and sets up shop in Pennsylvania. But seriously, I think going into we are working to do that here in Pennsylvania, but going into the 2020 midterms and especially into the governor's races in 2022, okay, got 36 governor's races up for grabs across the country. It's going to be the Christmas tree conundrum. President Biden can say whatever he wants from the podium and try to tout some economic numbers, but he is not acknowledging the hurt that working families are having as prices go up and wages go down and are either getting squeezed, and it's harder and harder to buy things. If they can't even get the kids in the toys in for Christmas, they won't even be able to afford the Christmas tree to put them under. It's going to be a pretty, Charlie Brown Christmas tree kind of Christmas with things being bare.
I wonder if Jen Psaki will say, like she did with the turkeys, well, it's only $1 more. It's not really that big of a deal. We talked to some turkey farmers, and they said, no, that's not the case. But all right. Well, thank you, Jennifer Stefano and Dan Geltrude. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Thanks, Allie.
Of course.